Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's video, day 10 will take us to the 4th of September, and we'll be able to extend beyond that with the GFS and ECM Ensemble, because maybe on to around a couple of weeks we'll have a look at CFSB2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which will get us into the second half of September, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video today was our 6 AM upload, and we've also released European Outlook as well, so please check out today's 2 videos, like, share, subscribe on the vids, and thank you so much for doing that. We're on the grind to 15k subscribers, and we are getting ever closer now to 14.3k, so we've got to put on around another 25 subscribers, I think, to get to 14.3k. If you can give us a sub and tell friends and family to subscribe as well, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, wow, we have got rain here at the towers. Can you hear it, everybody? You hear that? Jump. Yeah, we've got a little bit of rain here at the towers. It's been raining for about an hour, quite heavily. And it doesn't look like it's slowing up either. You know, quite persistent rain. This is the heaviest rain that we've had here at GavsWeatherVids Towers for several weeks. So I'm quite excited about it. No thunder and lightning, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Just want a little bit of rain for the garden. Maybe my runner beans will start picking up now. Hopefully. So yeah, wow. We've got wet weather at GavsWeatherVids Towers, as we have through much of Midlands. That's where we're going to start with the video. So we're going to begin with the radar picture from the Weather Outlook. Most of the thunder is gone now. We did have some big thunderstorms across eastern areas and southeastern areas of the country earlier on this morning. They've trundled off into the North Sea, but we've been left with this legacy of wet weather through much of eastern England. It does extend back into Midlands as well, and into West Midlands. There's been some quite heavy rain through morning, a little bit more widespread, I think, with that wet weather this morning than we anticipated for the Midlands. But the main portion of the rain, of course, the thunderstorms was in the correctly forecast position through eastern and southeastern parts of England. Further north and west, not much of wet precipitation, however, we have got some showers in West Scotland and just coming in towards Northern Ireland. Not only rain today in portions of the country, we've also got cooler temperatures as well. So these are the latest temperature observations from XC Weather. We've got 24 degrees down in the Channel, but otherwise it is a lot cooler today. It has been Acorn, Aerodrome just 20 degrees, Southend at just 19, Wattisham at just 19, Norwich at 20, into central and Bedford it's only at 16 degrees. Of course, it's pouring with rain there. Cranfield at 17 degrees, Wellersbourne at 17, as is Church Lawford. Birmingham just 15 degrees, very cool for the middle of the day in August. Nottingham at 16 degrees, heading into Wales. Sennybridge 17, Lake Burley 16, South West England, Norfolk 18, Newquay just 18 degrees too, up to Northern England. Bingley just 15 degrees there, Walcott just 15, Speddadam just at 14 degrees, Eskdale-Muir at 15, up to Scotland. Strathballen is at 17 degrees, Abbeymoor just 14 degrees, Loch Glasgarnock at just 13 degrees. Wow. Aboun at 16 degrees, and Belfast at 18. It's a lot cooler. We've got wet weather. It's a very different day in this long, hot summer of 2022. We haven't had many days this summer that are cool and have rain across areas of the country. So, yeah, it's a very different type day in what has been a very, very hot and dry summer. And it's just a reminder that we are getting late on now. We've still got time for hot weather. You know, September can be very, very hot at times. Can get into mid-30s Celsius even in September. But it is a sign that we are running down the clock now very rapidly on the long hot summer of 2022, and it won't be long, inevitably, whatever happens, it won't be long before we are properly into autumn. And while September could be very hot, of course, can be very hot, eventually, inevitably, the summer will fade and give way to autumn. So, yeah, autumn is coming. And today, Patrick's a little reminder that we are well on into the back end of what has been a really long, hot summer. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for Edinburgh today. Now, we use a white background today. I have noticed, or my good friend Rich actually noticed about Vata. We can now have either black or white backgrounds. So, I thought we'd try out the white background today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you prefer the white background or the black background? Sound like an optician, don't I? Is it better on the left or better on the right? Anyway, the red line, still the same idea though. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Edinburgh. The black line is like the ensemble mean, which is just there, of course. That's the mean of all ensemble members. And then each of the individual lines of the coloured lines of spaghetti, they are one individual GFS ensemble member. So you see at the moment, the upper air temperatures for Edinburgh are pretty close to average, actually. We do see as we go, dates on bottom of the graph, of course, as it was always. So we do see as we go from August into September, there's a little bit of a warming trend, and the thick green line, which is today's GFS operational run, does take off and becomes very warm later on through the first week of September for a while, anyway. A little bit of a warm or hot outlier, but generally I think the idea is that for the rest of August, probably not all that far from average with the upper air temperatures, and then probably a bit of a warming trend into early September, although the midnight operational GFS run probably does go a little bit over the top with that. Precipitation wise, quite a bit of dry weather over the next week. Not complete dry, with some wet weather to come there around the 27th for Edinburgh, but overall quite a bit of dry weather over the next week, and then maybe more generally unsettled through the first week of September, this period just here. This first week of September is causing all sorts of problems within the model output. A couple of days ago, a lot of the operational runs were suggesting quite a wet first week of September, although the ensembles weren't all that convinced about that. Yesterday, that flipped to quite a dry outlook for the first week of September. We may be inching back to something a bit more unsettled now through that first week of September. So, yeah, early first week, 10 days September, early September causing quite a few problems still. Before then, though, rest of August does look pretty dry, although not completely so. Let me know what you think about white background, everyone. Temperature anomalies on the 25th of August, 2nd of September are going to be above average, not just the UK and Ireland, but through most parts of Europe as well. Precipitation anomalies from the 25th of August, 2nd of September, dry but normal in most areas. However, you will notice this little swathe of above average rainfall here, this blue swathe through the south and the southeast. That is today's wet weather, and there is enough there is enough rain today to actually skewer the average for the week and make the week as a whole a bit wetter than average for parts of East Anglia and eastern England, which is quite dramatic. You know, just going to show you that there has been some very, very wet weather around indeed today. By the time we come back tomorrow, we'll probably be back to dry but normal in all areas. Right, latest info on that from northschool.net shows that we're in a trough of low pressure today. So we've got cooler, fresher air coming in behind this trough from the west. Ahead of it, we've got these warm sort of east-southeasterlies, and there's like a weather front and a trough that's marking the boundary between the cooler and warmer air, and that is what has triggered today's thunderstorms and now the heavy outbreaks of rain. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking midnight on certainly under an area of high pressure there for the UK and for Ireland as well. High pressure then dominates into bank holiday Monday too, and through the early to middle part of next week, this high pressure continues. Maybe by the time we get through to this time next week, which is Thursday, the 1st of September, you might be starting to see high pressure just weakening a little bit, but it is a largely anti-cyclonic outlook over the next week or so. Icon looks like that again. High pressure dominates as we go through the bank holiday weekend into the early part of next week. Plenty of high pressure keeping it mostly dry. Winds coming in from the east, so not going to be a heat wave, but will be pleasantly warm into the second half of next week. Just signs that there's a bit of a thundery area of low pressure getting closer to the south, but still more or less under high pressure up to the first day of September this time next week. More or less still under that ridge of high pressure. GFS midnight run again with the high pressure in control of the weather as we go through the bank holiday weekend and up to the middle part of next week. Plenty of dry fine weather second half of next week, though. We begin to generate a thundery area of low pressure. So high pressure just pushes back a little bit further north. That allows this area of low pressure to come up from the south. That low pressure brings an increasing risk of thunderstorms maybe by the end of next week. Then the low pressure gets pushed away into the Atlantic as the high pressure sort of comes back. So this ridge builds over to the east coast. That can start to drag up some very warm or hot air from the south in the first weekend of September, before again we start turning things much more unsettled later on through the first week of September. This is the 8th of September, a long way out now, but like a fungi low is in situ over the country. An increasingly cool and unsettled look as we go up to the end of the GFS midnight run, which today gets us to the 10th of September. GFS 6Z, once more showing high pressure in control of weather for the bank holiday weekend and on into the middle part of next week too. Second half of next week, that high pressure just eases back further northwards and allows this spongy low to begin to push up from France. So that fungy area of low pressure brings the risk of some really quite wet weather maybe through the southern half of the country, in particular. Further north is still under the high pressure. Scotland's mostly dry there, but brain with that would be further southwards where there could be some really quite, really quite heavy showers and thunderstorms and whatnot. Then the low pressure begins to slip back out into the Atlantic again, as this area of high pressure sort of fights back and takes control of the weather once more. The low gets moved out into the Atlantic, so that turns us mostly dry, probably quite warm as well in the first weekend of September. In the extended range, what happens to that high pressure? It goes north and becomes a northern blocking feature around Greenland. And so for the second half of the first week of September, which is Tuesday the 6th, that starts to pull in a much cooler northeasterly wind with high pressure blocking things out around Greenland and Iceland, and low pressure is over France. Look at the upper air temperatures, look how much cooler they are as we get through to the 6th of September across much of northern Europe. The heat, hot air, is being squeezed away to the south and to the southeast. And we maintain those quite cool northerly, northeasterly winds then as we go on into the second week of September. Upper air temperatures by the end of the GFS 6Z run, which gets us to the 10th of September. We see that most of the heat now is just squeezed away from Europe. So a really dramatic cool down actually through the first week, 10 days of September across most parts of Europe. That will feel properly autumnal in most areas of Europe, maybe even for northern Scandinavia, a little bit wintry. That would be proper autumnal feel by the time you get through 10th of September. It's only one GFS one. It's probably, not going to verify, but once more, it is just an indication that inevitably, whatever happens, autumn is on its way. May not be until October, but eventually it will get here. If you enjoyed the video, please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Don't forget to drop a comment. Let us know what that is at all of our videos. GEM looks like that. High pressure is in control of weather, largely anyway, for the bank holiday weekend. I'm so sorry, everyone. It won't be a Gav video about a cough, will it? So high pressure is largely in control of weather for the bank holiday weekend and up to middle of next week too. Right at the very end of the GEM run, though, the high pressure pulls out to west. The trough of low pressure begins to slip down the North Sea, and so that turns wind into a much cooler northerly, northeasterly, and also threatens showers or maybe longer spells of rain, and that will be particularly so for more southern and eastern parts of the country. Rather a strange looking chart by day 10 with high pressure blocking to the north and low pressure to our south and east. So then the ECM looks like that. High pressure again is in control of the weather for the bank holiday weekend up to middle part of next week. Lots of high pressure domination. Now, the second half of next week, lower pressure begins to develop as the high pressure goes north. Notice again, similar to the GFS, high pressure becoming focused like from Norway to Greenland, so a little bit of a northern blocking type influence getting down there, allowing low pressure develop underneath it. That's how we look as we get to day 10, which is the 4th of September. So then low pressure is to the west-southwest of Ireland. It's still quite warm, still bringing up the air from the south, but it looks rather showery, I have to say. That increases risk of heavy showers and maybe even thunderstorms. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. There's a wet weather that we've got through southern, central and eastern areas today. That will get out of the way into the North Sea as we go through into the evening. Then we're left with showers out to westerly, but most places will be dry. Increasingly dry trends, I think, as we go into Bank Holiday weekend. Not completely so, there will be some showers coming and going over Bank Holiday weekend, but the emphasis is going to be on mainly dry weather. And as we get towards the end of next week, they have an increasing risk of showers and thunderstorms breaking out. That's day 10. Where we do see that not everywhere is wet, but an increasing risk of showers, longer spells of rain, and maybe thunder. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble today for day 10. Gets us to the 4th of September. From the Icelandic Met Office, 21 members of the ECM Ensembles, including the control and the operation run, have high pressure to our north and northwest, and low pressure to our west and southwest. So we are drawing up quite warm air from the south, but the low pressure could bring some heavy showers and thunderstorms with it. 19 members of ECM Ensembles with a trough of low pressure right over top of the country and high pressure way to the northwest. That is not only unsettled but also cooler as well, as we will bring in the air from like a northwesterly direction into that trough of low. And then 11 with high pressure still reaching through the country. So obviously that is the warmest and driest scenario. Note though, it does connect back to northern blocking. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 9th of September. 11 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure over the top of the country. That's going to be cool and unsettled. 9 with high pressure away to the northwest, and we will bring in like a cool north-northeasterly with that. That seems like what the GFS 6 said run is showing, I think. Number 9 with high pressure more or less over the top of the country. That's going to be a relatively warm and dry scenario. 9 down here, high pressure reaching through the country up to Scandinavia. Again, to probably dry weather with that. Probably bringing wind from the northeast, so if that's so not overly warm. 7, high pressure somewhere between Iceland and Norway. Probably some lower pressure down here. That could be very warm, but perhaps a bit on the volatile side. And then we've got 6 just here with low pressure through and to the east, from the country to the east. Winds will be coming in from a cool northerly direction with that. So unsettled and really quite cool as well, potentially, with that scenario. But only 6 going for that. Although I suppose if you put that together with the 11 there, that gets you up to 17 members of ECM Ensembles that look cool and unsettled in 2 weeks' time. CBS finally is a 500 millibar high tsunami is breaking down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 25th to the 31st of August. The coming week will have high pressure dominating over and to the north. The country winds will be coming in from the east, so lots of dry and very warm, or even quite hot weather with that potentially. Maybe, who knows? Maybe go through the week 2. Not going to be hot, but quite warm. Week 2 is going to be the 1st to the 7th of September. High pressure then moves away to the northwest, so we certainly turn things cooler with that, bringing in the wind from the northeast. We may start to turn things a little bit showery as well. Week 3 is going to be the 8th to the 14th of September. High pressure in the North Atlantic towards Greenland, Iceland, trough of low pressure in over Scandinavia, and winds go into a more of a northerly direction. So, again, largely dry, could be some showering conditions though, but probably relatively dry, but certainly cooling down. And then week 4 looks like that. It's the 15th to the 21st of September. Trough of low pressure across northern Europe, high pressure out in the Atlantic, and a ridge here. So that's a very complicated pattern. We are potentially trying to pull down cool northerly winds with that, but also bring up hotter southerly southwests. And if there was to be like a weather front and low pressure marking boundary, then of course that could deliver some very useful and much needed wet weather. We'll have to wait and see about that. It is 4 weeks away. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, then please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody doing that. Drop a comment, let us know about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. It's amazing, it's incredible, and we thank you so much for doing that. Right, so that's it, day 10 to 14 day. Just coming up tomorrow, we're going to have 6 AM upload, JMA Friday, and another 10 to 14 day as well. I am going to get the season roundup for autumn 2022 done as well today. I'm not sure when I'm going to release that. That might appear this evening, or it's going to appear in the next few days anyway. I'm going to try and get it recorded this afternoon. Get all of the long range ones together, see what they're showing for the autumn. So it'll be an interesting watch. It will be coming up within certainly in the next day or two anyway. Right, well, you enjoy the rest of your Thursday afternoon, but for this video that's all for now, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.